Animals have become an intrinsic part of almost every aspect of human life in more or less obvious ways, as food, clothing and pets, in medicine and cosmetics, in zoos and circuses, or simply unwanted eight-legged house guests, to name but a few. Just in the last week, a petition asking the Bank of England to remove tallow from the new 5-pound notes has received 130,000 signatures after the use of this so-called byproduct was made public. But how can these changing perceptions from a companion to a commodity be understood? How do people themselves explain their changing attitudes towards different animals or animal products? My video will aim to find some answers to these questions. Within academia, the interdisciplinary field of anthrozoology, also called human-animal studies, examines these varying human and animal relations and interactions within different social and cultural contexts. The publication of Peter Singer's Animal Liberation in 1975 started an increasing discussion as to what extent animals should be subject to ethical considerations. Additionally, scholars from fields such as history and sociology became increasingly interested in exploring the intersection of studies of class, race and gender with the treatment of animals throughout history. Some of the key works include Haraway's Primate Visions, Gender, Race and Nature in the World of Modern Science from 1989, and Adams and Donovan's Animals and Women, Feminist Theoretical Explorations from 1994. The meaning and perceptions of pets have also been of interest to scholars, as shown by Sanders' Understanding Dogs, Living and Working with Canine Companions, 1999. Even though the research considers widely different topics of animal-human relations, they all demonstrate how animals are socially constructed in different contexts. Issues regarding the social construction of animals, as well as animal rights, have been addressed within documentaries and films in various ways. The documentary Earthlings from 2005 has been personally a key influence on choosing this topic. However, rather than focusing on the industrial treatment of animals, my video will aim to address how humans perceive their own practices in everyday life, what personal conflicts arise from socio-cultural practices and moral understandings, and how are people affected by these. The Altman short Creature Comforts from 1989 has influenced the technical and stylistic choices that will be used for the video. In this short, the interviews with people about their living conditions were adapted to stop-motion zoo animals.
Most of the cages are a bit small and either grotty and everything, but the Turpins seem to get a good side. They've got a big waterfall and big pools to play around in. There's lots of them there. They looked really happy.
Similarly to Creature Comforts, my video will be in the form of a mockumentary. This format has been chosen as it will allow the audience to engage with a serious topic in a more accessible and humorous way. The video will be filmed in form of a tale with a narrator introducing the story at the beginning in a large armchair. The video will then switch to the story in the book. The main characters will be 3 hand puppets, a dog, a cow and a rabbit. This fictional setting plays with the concept that humans treat animals based on the stories they are being told in their social and cultural environment. The dialogue will be informed by interviews with farmers, academics, people with pets and animal rights activists. 3 voice actors will listen to these interviews and discuss the different positions and conflicts in the video using the hand puppets. The interviewees will be kept anonymous throughout. The debate will then mainly be improvised for a natural flow. The only guidance is that all 3 characters will have inner conflict to demonstrate the complexity of the issue. The dog is a pet and a meat eater, the cow from the viewpoint of the farm animal and the farmer, and the rabbit in form of different academic perspectives. The discussion will be shot in a slightly run-down, farmhouse-style kitchen set. The aim is to create the atmosphere of an evening debate between friends. To enhance this feeling of an informal farm setting, folk music will quietly play in the background from a radio. The shots will switch between close-ups of the puppets talking as well as focus occasionally on the gestures of the other puppets to visually support a dynamic debate. The entire video will be shot in colour with the yellow-brown tint resulting from warm artificial lighting. The video will end with the characters having to go to bed, continuing the debate another time. The last shot will go back to the narrator, closing the book, leaving a bookmark.